Hello, math students. Welcome back to Module 4, Expressions and Equations. This is Lesson 19, and it is called Two-Step Problems, All Operations. Our goal for today we will calculate the solutions to two-step problems using tape diagrams. The question that I want you to be thinking about during this lesson is, do you have to follow steps to calculate solutions for two-step problems? And if so, why? All right, so the best way to understand how to solve two-step problems with tape diagrams is by trying it. So in the try this, it says, Alyssa is twice as old as Brittany, and Jasmine is 15 years older than Alyssa. If Jasmine is 35 years old, how old is Brittany? Okay, so a long time ago we did a little strategy to help us with word problems, and it is the three reads. So we just read it, and the first thing that we learned about this story problem is we're talking about how old three girls are. So that's what the story problem is. Now we're going to read it again, but we're going to look for quantities. Alyssa is twice as old as Brittany, so twice as old as Brittany, and Jasmine is 15 years older than Alyssa. If Jasmine is 35 years old, how old is Brittany? Okay, so we're trying to figure out how old Brittany is by using the information that we know. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to try to lay out the information that's given. So it says Alyssa is twice as old as Brittany. So we have Alyssa, and we know that she's older than Brittany by 2 years. Since we don't know what Brittany is, we're going to use B for Brittany. So Alyssa equals twice as old as Brittany. Okay, so that's not too bad. And then it says, and Jasmine is 15 years older than Alyssa. So we know that Jasmine equals 15 years plus Alyssa's age. Okay, so that's not so bad, right? And then it says if Jasmine is 35 years old, how old is Brittany? So what we would have to do is we can use a tape, and we know that this tape is 35, and we know that that tape being 35 represents Jasmine. Okay, then we also know that Jasmine is equal to 15 years plus A, so we can draw another tape where we have 15 years plus J, and so, plus A, so we'll put 15 in here, and we'll do A here, because that equals J as well. So we know that J is 35, Jasmine is 35. We also know that J is 15 years older than Alyssa, so that one works. And then we also know that Alyssa is the same as 2 times Brittany. So what we could do is this little section right here actually is 2 times Brittany's age. Okay, so now if we're looking at this really kind of comes together very nicely. We could rewrite our tapes so that we could have this tape right here, and we know that this side is 15. We know that this side is 2 Brittany ages, and all of that together is equal to 35. And so now we have a tape diagram that is pretty easy for us to do, because what we can do is we have to say to ourselves, what number times 2 plus 15 equals 35? What number times 2 plus 15 equals 35? So I'm actually going to write that out algebraically so that I can see what it is that we're working with. So we have what number, which happens to be B, times 2 plus 15 is equal to 35. So that's the actual equation that this tape diagram right here is representing. And so when you see it in equation form, a lot of you are going, oh, well, I know how to deal with that. First of all, let's get rid of the extra 15 and see what we have. So if we get rid of the extra 15, when we get rid of it, we're going to subtract it off. So we're trying to figure out what we can do to get to that B. So if we subtract that off, 15 minus 15 is a 0. So I just draw the 0 right on top of it like that. And then 35 minus 15 is 0, and that would be 2. So now I have 2 times Brittany's age is equal to 20. So now that's a lot easier because I can say 2 times what number gives me 20? Well, 2 actually times 10 equals 20. And so now I know that B is equal to 10. So Brittany must be 10 years old. Okay, and so that's how we are able to use a two-step problem to help us figure out what is the age of Brittany. Okay, and so if we think about it like this, we could draw the tape one last time and see if it works. So we know that Brittany is 10, right? So that would be Brittany. And then we know that Alyssa is twice Brittany's age, so that would be Alyssa. And then we know that Jasmine is actually all of this combined, right, which is also equal to 35. And so we have 10, 20 plus 15 is 35. So now we have figured out how old Brittany is, we figured out how old Alyssa is, and we figured out how old Jasmine was. And we knew Jasmine because they gave us that information. But now you can see that we use the tape diagram to lay out all of our information, and then we worked to solve for the variable, to get the variable by itself, which wasn't too difficult when we were looking at it, and we have solved the problem. Okay, now you're going to be doing this same type of problem in class with our practice problems, so you've got to figure out a way to incorporate your tapes to help you see everything, and then you just have to logically work backwards in order to find out the missing information that you're looking for. So going back to our goal for today, we will calculate solutions to two-step problems using tape diagrams, which is what we did. Do you have to follow steps to calculate the solution for two-step problems? And if so, why? I would say you definitely have to follow steps because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to the variable. And in order to get to the variable, you have to get it by itself so that you can identify what it equals. So yes is the answer. You do have to follow steps. And the steps that you have to follow just need to logically undo all of it until you can get down to the smallest piece or the variable that you're seeking. All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you in this lesson. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.